Hello, doers, and welcome to this point of sale tutorial. Before you start making sales, it's essential to configure how receipts and invoices are generated so they display the right information and are properly delivered to your customers. This video will cover the configuration of receipt settings and invoice delivery methods, ensuring that your customers receive the correct documents at the right time. If you're ready, we'll go ahead and dive right into it. So the first thing we will need to do is to navigate to our point of sale configuration and settings, and we will scroll down to bills and receipts section, which is here. So let's review all of the following settings on this page together before we configure our specific setting for our point of sale. So first up, we have a custom header and footer, which is an option that allows you to add any message or any other information to the receipts header and footer. Then we have SMS enabled, which would allow you to text the receipt to your customers via mobile phone. Then we have basic receipt, which would mean that our receipts would only display the essential information and would not include prices on the receipt, which is very useful for gifts, for example. Then we have automatic receipt printing, which enables printing a receipt automatically after the payment is processed. If you would like to see how this feature works, we made another tutorial about it in our Setup Printers course, so you can check that out. Then we also have self-service invoicing, which displays a QR code and a URL for your customers to use in case they wanted to generate their invoice online. So that's here. And then we also have another option that allows us to send our receipts via WhatsApp. So you could use the WhatsApp-enabled settings to do that. Now, note that this option is available in our database because we already installed the WhatsApp module. So if you don't have it in your database, you might need to install the WhatsApp module. You can check out our documentation if you would like to know more about using WhatsApp in Odoo. So for today's demonstration, I will go ahead and enable SMS-enabled receipt sending, also WhatsApp-enabled, which, again, if you would like to find out more about how to configure those templates, you can check out our documentation. And I will also select the self-service invoicing setting here. And I could choose if I want to use just the QR code or URL for my customers to get the receipt. I will keep it with both. And I will go ahead and save my configuration. All right, so now that all of this is done, let's go ahead and open our dashboard and navigate to our point of sale register. We'll just make an order really quickly, and actually we have one already prepared right here. So we will click Payment. And already on this payment screen, I can decide if I would like to send the invoice to my customer. If I wanted to do that, I would just click Customer, select one of my customers or create a new one. And here I have an option to enable the invoice setting, and that would send the invoice straight to the customer. However, there are other ways for our customers to get the invoices. So let's remove this and process this payment, and then we will be able to check out all of the different options available on the next screen. So let me just validate this here. And we arrive at another payment screen. So if you don't have a printer configured and connected to your point of sale, you can always send the receipt using the customer's email address. You would just type it here and click Send. Another thing that we could do is, since we enabled the SMS and WhatsApp options, we would also be able to use them here. We would just need to type the customer's phone number, of course. If we take a closer look at our receipts here on this side of the screen, we will see that in addition to all of the essential information, such as the prices and the VAT details of our company, we also have a QR code displayed right here. And we also have this little question asking the customer if they need an invoice, and it's followed by a URL. So this, of course, is the self-service invoicing setting that we have just enabled together in our point-of-sale configuration. So if we were to take this URL and paste it into our browser, we would arrive at a page that looks like this. So this is our invoice request page. And here I am asked to enter the ticket number. I will just use a ticket number that I just generated today on another order. But normally this is also the number that you can find on your receipts right before your company's logo. Then I also need to specify the date when the order was done. So this was today. And I also have a unique code for each order, for each receipt that is right under the URL on your receipt. So I'll just use this one here. And I can hit request invoice now, and it immediately generated an invoice for me with all of the details, and I can also download it just by using this button right here. Perfect. So that's all done. But now let's imagine a different case. So let's say that I have a customer who regularly shops at my store. And what I could do is, instead of sending them an invoice for each separate purchase, which could be quite a lot of invoices, I could simply send a single global invoice for all of the orders that are related to this customer's account. So in order to do that, I would just head to my point of sale backend. I would go into my orders and then orders again. Obviously, I need to have a registered customer profile for the customer, as it's important for me to be able to identify those orders. So let me group my orders by customers. And then I have my very loyal customer, Emmanuel, right here. He has 4 invoices that are visible here with the status to invoice, which of course is very important. So I will just select those invoices right here, and I will hit create invoices. So this consolidated billing option that's enabled here just indicates that my customers' invoices are now combined. And then if I click create, there I will have it. So I will have one global invoice with all of the previous orders that the customer has placed. So it's every single item during that designated time period. All I need to do is send it, and there it is. You're now well equipped with the receipt and invoice configuration. So feel free to check out our documentation if you would like more information and to play with Odoo. And as for me, I will see you in the next tutorial. Thank you so much for watching.